Most of us can trace our activism back to some incident, some moment that propelled us to get involved, to engage. Mine was the reading about Stonewall Rebellion in a local New York newspaper 40 years ago.
I can't imagine how rich my experience would have been playing sports, professionally and otherwise, had it felt as embracing as I think the Outgames athletes feel here. After working incredibly hard to become elite, to become the first British player to have a career in the NBA, after going through that, I encountered coaches and owners who made it very clear that sport wasn't for people like you. It wasn't for people like me. And this is the duality of sport. Its virtue and its malice, its ability to unite and divide, include or neglect, cherish or abuse, is determined by who is at the helm. And that's where we need to focus. In sports, it's administrators, it's coaches. We need to make sure they recognize their role in making sure that sport is not a place that encourages our society to be more of the worst of us.
We are equal in our ability to serve in the armed forces. We are equal in our ability to work. We are equal in our ability to build strong neighborhoods and healthy communities. We are equal certainly in the eyes of God, and soon we hope to be equal under the law of the United States of America.
You know, there's a Congressman Barney Frank in the US, where I now live, asked me a year ago, and he looked very seriously at me and said, "Oh my God, gay and Muslim, how can you be gay and Muslim?" And he put his hand on his heart. "What do you do?" And I said, "You know, you just try to get laid."
Why not now? When you think about Jamaica, we only have now. We have our children dying daily by the guns, by crime, by violence, everything that's happening there. We have, well, illnesses and so on. So why not now? Why not now? We need it now. I need my LGBT rights now. I need my women's rights now.
Hi everyone. Right now I'm very nervous because I can't speak English well like others. So I'm gonna read my papers, what I've prepared, and if you want to know more, please contact me. I'm staying at the Marriott Hotel. I'm an actor and owner of a restaurant in Korea. What makes me more famous is that I'm the only one and only actor who came out in public.
It's a great honor for me to be here to share with you stories about LGBT rights and movements in China. LGBT movement in China started about 20 years ago, but it was only during the recent 10 years that it became more visible and more powerful as the civil society movement in China started to emerge and develop rapidly. This afternoon we have a wonderful group of speakers, and 1, 2, 3, three of them are the young activists of the new generation of LGBT movement in China, and the middle one is our pioneer, and he's always young and evergreen. So I'm very happy to moderate this panel. My name is Bin Xu. I'm from Common Language, a Beijing-based lesbian and bisexual woman and transgender group. We'll have 2 speakers, and Ms. Zhao Jing on my left. She is the founder, co-founder of the only lesbian magazine in China, Les Plus. And the next one, Zhao Ke, and he's the founder and the editor-in-chief of a gay magazine called G Spot. So let's welcome them.
screens, the Chinese cover the lesbian culture and records lesbian news, history, rights, and lifestyle. Meanwhile, it also includes topics on bisexual, transgender, and so on. Thus, it fills up the vocation of documentation on these topics in the current Chinese society.
Before I working on gay sport, I was in charge of some public gay exhibitions. I was doing some outreach programs. I then asked myself, apart from condoms and flyers about fighting with AIDS, what else I can do for this community? We decided to make up a magazine that is truly made of gay. We then achieved the agreement that this new magazine should have 3 parts, which have human rights, culture, and lifestyle.
The Chinese LGBT people start our own magazine, and this is called kind of underground magazine or underground films, underground, radio shows, but this is an active force in building up the culture of the Chinese own culture for LGBT people. And our next speaker, he is an independent filmmaker, he's a writer, he's a poet, he's a scholar, and he's one of the best film critics in China. He just has so many titles. And the last but not least, he's the pioneer LGBT rights activist, Professor Cui Zi'en from Beijing Film Academy. Let's welcome.
这在欧洲和美国就是曾经有个口号，就是我们要性爱，有这样的口号。但是在中国，现在我们有的最重要的口号是我们要看同性恋电影。那在中国，对于性的禁忌，看起来是没有对电影的禁忌来的重要。不能做的几条一直都没有变，从建国到现在，比如说反党的、反社会主义的、那个血腥的、暴力的、色情的，还有同性恋的。那一共有13条禁令，那其中是包含同性恋在里面。
I'm going to tell you a little bit about how the internet played a very, if not the most influential factor in the LGBT community building in China. In the past 20 years in China, internet and personal computer popularized in China, and it became a fresh vehicle for interpersonal communication between LGBT people. Our program's positioning would be a more lighthearted, positive, energetic, entertaining to the queer community. And as I mentioned before, we started our webcast in 2007, April. And since then, we have more than 20 episodes, and we are currently broadcasting once a month. And we also have screening elsewhere in the world, as I understand, we have screening in Copenhagen.